The fountain changes significantly, creating some very pretty illusions. I don't think I'll stay long enough to see it at night, but it probably is very pretty. One of the most intricate, prettiest fountain that I've ever seen. Slightly on the perimeter of the Skopje, Macedonia, is this triumphal arch. And panning, we see at least slightly more interesting buildings and even some in the background. Here's some of the whimsy that I think is important in the character of a country and of a square. I have no idea what Temhun means, but no doubt these are men that were important in the national liberation movement at the turn of the 20th century. Now, if you can, just try to imagine what this is going to look like when these buildings are all complete and the scaffolding is removed. And there's greenery and perhaps cafes bustling, walkways, people riding their bicycles. The bike path should go right along both sides. So from this view of cafes, which are already expensive, for example, Bolognese spaghetti at 400 and something dinar versus 120 or maybe 200 elsewhere. But imagine when we remove all the construction debris, what a spectacular place this will be. Here is this pedestrian bridge that will go across here. Perhaps they'll have little statues on it too, I was told, like the famous bridge in Prague. And that promises to be a very beautiful building. But that building may well rank with one of the great buildings in appearance in the world someday. What I find equally interesting, you can see little bays, if you will, as I pan along on this side. And well, imagine boats, either gondolas or other kinds of boats, brought in and secured to a dock, and people come up and drink their coffee and jump back in their boats and go on downstream. And if the height of those planters for those trees in the indicator, they may well dam up the river further to my right, creating a huge lake here, and raise the level of the soil there, the grade, up almost to the top of those white receptacles. Here, all of this block will probably create a totally new esplanade surface. And notice this bridge, very modern looking, almost looks like it's made out of steel. I think it is. Maybe in keeping with the modern design of this building. No doubt you'll be able to ride your bicycles here, and there'll be bicycle racks to lock them up. Spend the afternoon drinking coffee with a friend, jump on your bicycles, and off you go. I think that's the tower of the St. Dimitri Church. Certainly we can imagine a restaurant up on top, and I'd be surprised if it didn't rotate. And this building, rather plain in comparison, has characters up on top that we'll look at. For all I know, it may be the legislature, and these are either famous historical characters, I would guess. Yes. Winston Churchill. Reagan will probably be here. Don't know who that is. That. Bike path is a wonderful asset on both sides of the river. Not totally complete on both sides everywhere, but it could certainly be made so. And that could all be one more future development if the country ever becomes wealthy enough to get past this first infrastructure investment. This ends the attempt to reach